Good morning, Pete. Happy Sunday. Welcome to another comic book investment chat. First up, uh, be safe for all the people on the east coast of Florida. The hurricane, yeah, as usual, we are always on the lucky side with most hurricane. Um, all we got is a lot of rain. The last couple of days, a lot of rain, a lot of thunderstorm. But as you can see, I have my window open and it is sunny. Yeah, beautiful day right now. Right now, a lot of things can change. Whenever you had a fast-moving hurricane passing through, you have period of beautiful sunshine and then heavy rain, but no winds. We're so far away from the storm that it's not a big deal. Um, a couple of housekeeping. I know I talk about, pretty much done selling for the summer. There is one item that I plan to sell sometime between now and the end of the year. If anybody's interested, I will make a video. Uh, I will make a video for sure if somebody is interested in buying it. But it is this massive uh, Jack Kirby portfolio. Okay, I had this for, good God, way too long, and it is time to let go. Pure Gosu say, can you watch my collection video? Sure. If you just start a channel, um, after the chat, after lunch, because I will probably make brunch in about an hour. I will go check out your channel. As always, there's a lot of people that subscribe or comments on my channel that do not make videos. Occasionally, some people will start making videos, and if you do, let me know, and I will check out your channel. But this is, as you can see, can you see? 30 of 500. So it's one of those. It's a dark horse. Good God, it's big. It will be shipped in that same. I bought it, and it came in that packaging. And I saved that packaging all these years because I knew if and when I do sell it, I need to have something that fit and protect the portfolio. But I'm just gonna do a real quick. Okay, I'm not gonna show everything, but I will do a separate video. If you interest, contact me, and we will talk. Right here. Okay. And of course, there is a bunch of plates print inside. If you don't know what this is, just Google Jack Kirby Dark Horse portfolio. Okay, and you can find all kind of information on the internet. So you can hit me up, etanick@gmail.com. Oh, yeah. It is unwieldy to. I have taken some of these out over the many years and put them in a frame and and change them in and out. But over the past 2 years, I have not even touched them. I have put them all back in here. They're all in perfect condition. But yeah, I'm done. It's one of those things where I'm like, there's no need for me to have this anymore. Okay, so, and then we will move on to talking about comic books and investment. Alrighty, enough monkeying with this for now. Okay. Do you own any Apple stock? Not at the moment. Okay. Hey, if you own Apple stock and enjoy that big 6% jump last Friday. Congratulations. It will go higher with the stock split. How high can it go? Can it go to 450? Maybe. So enjoy the potential 10% bump in the next few days. I decided to sell all my ETF and have all stocks. It's nothing wrong with having ETF. Okay, nothing wrong with having ETF. It's always good to have some exposure to something, like some Amazon share. I have some Amazon share. I used to have some Facebook, some Apple. Right now, I don't own any of that, but I own some Amazon, some Netflix, some Google, some Twitter. So I have my exposure to growth stocks. Okay, so and then I have my safety stuff, boring stuff like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, drug stock like Pfizer, Gilead. I have a diversified portfolio, and a lot of cash. I also have some McDonald's. Yes, I have some McDonald's as well. My biggest regret or my biggest missteps is selling Chipotle. It would disgust anyone to hear that at one point I had 500 shares of Chipotle that I paid less than $500 a share. You can do the math. Chipotle is like 1,100 now. You do the math. 600 times 500. You do the math on how much potential profit I let go. Poof. I have a little Microsoft as well. Oh, Shopify has went crazy. Yeah, Shopify has went bonkers. Okay, so when it comes down to investing, stocks, comic books, if you see the thumbnail that I put into this chat, is that a lot of people equate investing with gambling. Okay, and in many ways it is and it is not. It is a form of gambling because whenever you put money into something that has no guarantee, okay, there's no guarantee, okay, no guarantee of anything, okay, then it is some form of gambling. It could be calculated gambling, compared to complete chances. Okay, that's the big thing. Hello, sequential geek. And that's the distinction. Okay, I don't argue with anyone that tell me that investing is a form of gambling. Absolutely, it is, because there's no guarantee in anything that you invest in that's gonna have a positive return, right? Same thing with and that go with stocks, right? And that go with comic books. When it comes down to comic books, speculating is a form of gambling. Same thing with investing. People that invest in keys and they call it investing, it is still a form of gambling because you are betting that the future will be brighter. People would be willing to pay you more money for those books because of whatever reason. It could be movies related, or it could be because the character is going to be more whatever reasons you want to attach to a book that you think will have a higher value down the road. It is speculating. Long-term speculating, and then there's short-term speculating. Okay, so either way, it is still speculating, still gambling. Okay, so a lot of people say, oh, I don't day trade, I don't short-term selling, flipping because I'm investing for the long term. Well, it's still gambling, uh, educated gambling, but it is still gambling. Pure Gosu said he has, I saw something, 60 different stocks. Pure Gosu, I can tell you this, in a different time, okay, if you talk to me, say 4 years ago, I would have 10 stocks in my portfolio, okay? Each stock would represent anywhere from 5 to 10% of my portfolio. I make big bets on solid business that I have good confidence in. Now, fast forward to what we have right now with all the craziness, guess what? There's no way I'm putting all my money into 10 stocks. So unlike you, I might not have 60 different stocks, but I can tell you I have more stocks in my portfolio now than ever, than I can recall. I can't recall over the last 10 years of how many different companies I own in my portfolio, because I'm spreading it out, spread out my risk, control my risk, diversify, because it is so crazy. And I want a little piece of many little things so I don't have the FOMO. you know, when I was in the investment field managing other people's money, we have a saying, at least in my firm, you create wealth through concentration. Okay, those words, wealth through concentration, because we're making big bets. Okay, big bets, concentrated bets on few position. We willing to stick our neck out with our clients' money. But once you create your wealth, you want to protect your wealth. And a big part of protection is diversification. Okay, so I'm sure you know the stuff. Hello, good as gold. Good as gold say you are basically creating your own ETF. No, that's not. It's not the same. I mean, an ETF can have a lot of different things. I mean, if I own, I don't. I don't want to go through my phone and look into my account and check how many position. But having 30 stocks is really not an ETF of any sort. Unless I buy 30 Dow stock, right? Then it's basically I'm replicating the Dow, correct? So no, it's not the same. Especially, I don't hold a whole lot of things like energy, banking, retails, a lot of things that not doing so well. Do I have Walmart and Amazon? Yes, but not many other retails. My big winner for the past few months is UPS. UPS. Heck yeah, loving my UPS. And I talk about UPS on my channel here on a few chats. So, like I said, I don't recommend people to buy anything. I just tell people what I own, and they can make their own decision. So when it comes down to comic books, right? I get this question all the time from people: what book should I invest in? It's one of those questions where I don't like to answer. It's just like, I talk about this. I don't put out a list of like top 10 book to invest in. I don't has anyone went back and quantify the percentage return of any of these things? Okay, nobody. It's so easy to just blurt out a list of 10 books to own, but has anyone? I'm not saying that the people that put out those 10 lists is wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, has anyone looked back at those lists and tell me that they have a good return. I'm not even talking great return, even a positive return. It's just it's mind-boggling to me that people that want to see a list, that want to have a list, that want to hear a list. Have you checked the list that you buy and see how not so good they are? I mean, I talk about this all the time on my channel that I like money. Okay, at the end of the day, I'm a believer of pure capital. Okay, of pure capitalism. Money is great. With money, you can do all kind of things. You can't buy happiness, but you can be happier. uh, so for me, when it comes down to comic book investing, it is a form of calculated gambling. Yes, okay, because unless you're just buying some random book, I'm gonna buy some golden age western because it's gonna be a genre that's gonna have a rip and roaring return. Now that is horrific gambling right there, with about a zero chance of, you can roll that dice and you fail every time, right? So there are that kind of gambling that is pure nonsense, and then there are calculated gambling. Okay, I don't discourage people from doing calculated gambling because that's what many of us, whether we day trade, invest in stocks, all that stuff is calculated gambling. Okay, it's not pure gambling. Pure gambling is what? Pure gambling is roll a dice and see, you have six chances, right? You have six chances of hitting a number, and you just randomly roll the dice and randomly pick a number and think that you're gonna be right. That's pure gambling because that's pure odds. Okay? You get 1 out of 6 chance. That's pure gambling. But when you're buying a stock, there is, many factors that go into why that stock can do really well. The calculated gambling. Same thing with the comic books. When you're buying a comic book, it's calculated gambling in that maybe the demand for that book can be more. Okay. The key thing I just said, the demand. I didn't say the price. Okay. Because usually demands equate higher prices. Okay. So let's break down the common sense. Okay. So what you're hoping is you're buying a book that will have a greater demand down the road, and greater demand translate into higher prices. And yeah, I mean, Pierre goes to say, stocks have a history you can analyze. I'm a big chart reader. Okay, I'm a big technical analysis kind of person. I'm a quantitative kind of person. So I look at data, I look at trend, I look at one thing about technical analysis. For those that know stock trading, it is probably one of the best measurement of fear and greed, because it leaves out the fundamental mumbo jumbo that people like to talk about on TV. Stock move on multiple factors: fear, greed, FOMO, and fundamental. Okay, this is it's all in one. You can't just trade stock based on technical. You can't trade stock with pure fundamental. You kind of need to do both. Okay, I'm sure some people that invest long term will disagree because just buy and hold. Yeah, how does buying and hold GE 20 years ago at 60 and now it is $6? How does that work? Does buy and hold work? My biggest dislike in investing in the stock market is the term buy and hold long term. Everything will be okay. Nonsense. Nonsense. Pierre Gosu say Chewy. I have some Chewy as well. I had more. I saw a lot. I still have some, but I saw a bunch at 50 in profit. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. John Valenzuela. I'm trying to catch up to all the questions if there is any. Do we, are we going back to gold standards? I can't see how that's going to happen. We already devalued the currency so much, and the gold standard went out the window many decades ago. You can't go back to that. I don't know how. Would I like us to go back to the gold standards and go up to 5,000 because I own a bunch of GLD and GDX and all that stuff? Please, it ain't gonna happen. I don't know how. I have. Do I have any gold stocks? I have GDX, GLD, and another thing that I talk about a few times on my channel. I buy Bitcoins. Not a lot, I don't. Once again, I'm not here to tell people to buy anything, okay? It took me a long time. It took me a long time. I heard about Bitcoin, of course, like many people. But I need to understand it before I put a lot of money into it. Okay, now, how much is a lot of money, right? I don't mind putting in 2 or 3, up to 5% of my money into Bitcoin. I don't mind. Do I have 5% in there now? No. Do I even have 1% into Bitcoin right now? No. But I have been buying Bitcoin since 6,800-ish, okay? Here and there, I dabble in a little bit here and there. And right now, Bitcoin is like 11,000 something, so I'm not complaining. But it took me a long time to understand Bitcoin, to feel comfortably putting money in there, okay? So I'm the last person that can explain Bitcoin to anybody, but I spent godly how much time watching, reading, listening to experts talk about Bitcoin to feel comfortable in putting money there. Oh, trust me, Pure Gosu. I thought for sure it's gonna go away. My nephew was trading Bitcoin a few years ago, okay, and he was the one that nagged me like, you should. The 20 something, okay, that generation, that they're much more comfortable with the Bitcoin in general. Pure Gosu have a question. If you don't buy and hold, how do you determine when to sell and buy? Good as gold. That is one of the dumbest things I read today. Sure, you buy something and you hold it into a certain point. The point I made about buying and holding, you get the distinction that I talk about, right? It's about the professional on TV that say, buy and hold, don't trade. Buy something, put it away, it'd be fine. That's the buy and hold I'm talking about, not the buy and hold I'm talking about and sell, okay? It's the different thing. You can't even equate what I'm talking to the term buy and hold. I'm sure other people in the chat room understand the distinction. So yes, I'm gonna call that the dumbest thing in this chat room. That comment right there. You can hate me for it, but it is stupid. Vigilante. Yes, there was a reason for Bretton Woods system and why the gold standard was obsolete. Yeah, I watched a fascinating video on YouTube a couple of days ago that talked about the origin of paper money. Fascinating, okay, fascinating how how paper money originate from the concept and ideas of IOU. by the Medici family. Now, I know the Medici family. For those that have Netflix, there is a series, The Medici, okay? Medici, the famous Italian family that invented, they are the father of accounting, but they also can be the father of paper money. It's not a very good series. I watched the first season, I tried to watch the second season, and I just get bored of it. I did a review of the first season, which I kind of enjoy. I enjoyed it enough to finish it, but the second season kind of lost me. So I said, enough. But the concept of paper money is fascinating. So for those that want to know more about gold and how currency was backed by gold, go find that documents because that documentary, because it is absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. It kind of but if you watch that documentary, it will tell you, well, you will walk away understanding how it is literally impossible now to go back to the gold standard. Absolutely impossible. Sequential Geek, I agree. That Medici show was interesting the first season, but in the second season it become like a soap opera. Okay, it become like a soap opera, infighting with the Pope, with other family vying for power, and it's very soapy for me. And I would love to see, a show, a documentary more on just the Medici, the facts. I just care about the facts. I don't care about the soap opera, who's sleeping with who cheating on who, blah, 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 blah. It's just not something I care to see. So, now when it comes down to, back to the topic, is that, when it comes down to investing, gambling, speculating, I don't have any problem with how people participate in this hobby, do that. Okay, a lot of people collect comic books just because they love comic books. Absolutely, there are people that um, truly, passionately, obsessively love the books. There are people on YouTube. Okay, I'm sure some people here subscribe to Sleepy Reader. Sleepy Reader had been a collector longer than I have been. He has been buying books from the 70s, I think the 70s, all the way through today. Modern books, he still buy modern books, okay? And he enjoy reading them, okay? If there is such a thing as a comic reader, a comic collector, a comic book appreciation, uh, I don't know what the term is, but that's Sleepy Reader, Damien, is an example of such collectors, okay? And then there's people that participate in this hobby purely for the fun of gambling, okay? Let's make it as blunt as it can be. It's fun to speculate. It's human. And there are those that are in this purely for the love of profit, okay? Am I that kind of person? No. I do enjoy making a profit here and there. Yes, no denying that. But I also own a lot of stuff that are not worth a lot of money. So it is absolutely not 100%. But there are those in this hobby that are in this 100% about the profit and the money. Okay, that's the extreme. Okay, you have the extreme there. You have Damien, Sleepy Reader, the collector, the lover of this genre, and then you have people, others that are purely for the Benjamin. Absolutely. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think the only time it irked me, is when I hear the pure speculators, the pure all for profit people talk about how much they love comic books. You love the money. Let's just stop right there. You couldn't give a damn about the books. You couldn't give a damn about the characters. But it's okay. It's okay to admit that you like the profit. It's all right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't frown on that. I kind of give that look more so when I know someone is more about the money, but they talk about how much they love the characters, how much they love this and love that. No, you love the money. It's okay. Just admit it. Um, I love both. I guess if I had to put myself in the category, I guess I do love both because I love the potential profit or the profit in some books, and then there are books that I just love to have because I love the characters or the authors or the covers or whatever reason, right? There's nothing wrong with either. Okay, it's the spectrum of people in this hobby is very wide. Okay, very wide. Um, but when it comes down to gambling, calculated gambling, my advice to everyone, whether it's stocks or comic books, okay, this apply to any form of calculated gambling, is that you have to eventually figure out the source of your information, okay, because calculated gambling is based on informed information as well as follow the rules. Okay, any kind of gambling have a set of rules. Okay, if you break the rules, if you deviate from the rules, it's significantly lessen your chance of winning. All right, for example, anybody that gamble that go to the casino, I used to, not anymore, I used to go monthly for years. Vegas or even Reno. Yeah, when I was in living in Portland, Oregon, Reno is an hour flight away for $69 round trip. So it was easy to go to Reno. But anyone that go to the casino and gamble will tell you that blackjack is the game that has the best odds for the player, right? Because it's almost 50-50. It's almost. The only reason why it's not 50-50 is why the dealer go last. Okay, you can bust before the dealer, so that's where the dealer get the advantage over you. But even with that, it's calculated gambling because there are sets of rules in blackjack that if you stay within the rules, you increase your chance of winning significantly. Significantly, like what? You don't hit on 17. If you have 17, it doesn't matter. The game is 21. You do not take a card. The odds that you get a card 3, 4, 2, or 1 is slim to none. Okay, significantly. Well, I wouldn't say none. It's slim. So if you get a 17, if your hand is 17 or 18, you stay. Okay, you don't. Now, another rule that I'm sure everybody that play blackjack in the casino know, if you get 2 ace, what do? You split. Double your chance of winning. Double your chance of maybe get 2, a blackjack, right? A 21. So there are all kind of rules that you can follow that increase your chance of winning in gambling. And the same thing with comic book investments, okay? There are certain rules, certain parameters that you should develop, okay? I'm not telling you which one they are. You should figure it out. If you are on YouTube watching all the channels that telling you what to buy, what to nobody tell you what to sell. Seem like everybody tell you what to buy, right? Seem like every channel had top 5 lists, this to buy this week, top 10 to buy, top 5 to invest. It's all, there's a whole lot of top things to buy. Okay, nobody telling you what to sell. Or few people. I'm not sure. I don't pay enough attention to know if those channels are telling you what to sell before you get crushed. But ultimately, you need to develop your own skill sets to decipher the rules for yourself, like what works. What is it that make you money? You can't just, if you are the kind of person that need to be told what to buy and what to sell, your chances of winning is not going to be good. Do you think anybody that go to the casino, professional gamblers, people that make money and win consistently to earn a living, that they are professional gambler, do you think any one of those person go to the casino and need someone on their shoulder saying, hit, stay, split? Do you think they need somebody there telling them what to do every step of the way? So I would like those that are in this hobby, that like to play the game, that like to make the money, that like to speculate, gambling, figure it out. If you need to be told what to buy, when to buy, and need to be told when to sell, it's going to be a rough road. Okay, I can tell you right now, I don't know anyone successful in trading stocks or anything else that need to be told what to do. They figure it out. Okay, it's fun to watch YouTube videos and see those lists, but you better figure it out. You know why? Because by the time you hear the list of what to buy, you are already what? Late. Yeah. Whew. Can I be any clearer than that? Okay, so figure it out. Do yourself a favor. Figure it out. If you're in this long enough, you have to be able to figure it out, right? You can't be just watching YouTube video to be told what to do. Holy cow. Even if you're young, even if you're in your 20s, yeah, you learn how to put your pants on, yeah. After a while, you should be able to put your pants on by yourself. Holy cow. The need to be told what to do is just absolutely idiotic. Idiotic. Holy cow. I just like, this is my eyes when I see those kind of things. It's like, really? This is something earth-shattering news? It's just like, figure it out. Help yourself. You are your worst enemies if you are out there waiting for somebody telling you what to do. And I'm not saying that you cannot make money following people, okay? There are plenty of people that pay services for the professional investment manager to tell them what stock to buy, what stock to sell. There are. Trust me, there are. And you know what? I don't know a whole lot of people that got rich doing that. Do some of them make money following the pros because they pay some kind of service to get, buy signals, sell signals? Yeah. But a lot of people that do very well eventually figure it out on their own. And the same thing with, the comic book investment, speculating, flipping market, is that so many people like to give out lists of what to buy, and nobody is signaling the bell for you to sell. So have you figured it out when to sell? Or you're just gonna buy and hold? Because that's just a good mantra. Buy and hold. Well, Descartes say a lot of inexperienced new collectors, speculators need guidance. I am not saying that that's not true. Absolutely, that is true. Okay, a lot of young people need guidances, but make no mistake, make no mistake. A lot of people that watch those channels, maybe not young, not new, they just like to follow. Okay, it's not, and like I said, if you're a follower, then you are a follower. Okay, there is no way to convince somebody. Okay, I'm not here to convince people. Okay, I'm not here to convince somebody to change their way. I'm just outlining things that people can do, that can help themselves. Because at the end of the day, you can be new. I was new at stock trading when I was 18. Okay, at some point, I figured it out. You can't be new and naive and stupid forever. Okay, you can't. If you new, naive, and stupid on something forever, then do something else. Okay, because that's not for you. At some point, you have to graduate from the school of stupid and naive and don't know shit. So it's hard, um, to be not a follower. It's against the human. We have the herd mentality. Okay, I get that. I get that. All right, it's human to follow. All right, I get that. I'm not here to tell you that what you're doing is wrong or dumb. It's human. All right, but to be successful at something, a lot of time you have to break free from the herd. Correct, vigilante. Yeah, the top 10 stuff is not news. It's a lot of time, if you have those books, absolutely, you're in the money. Okay, if you watch a top 10 list and then you go on eBay and you pay premium for the latest copy because you got to have it to be cool. You got to have it because you want to be in the club to have that book. You want to have that book to show up on YouTube or Instagram. If you are that kind of collectors, then you are the one lining the pockets, the profit of other speculators. Okay, so that's the fact. That's the facts. Okay, so if you think the statement is wrong, who do you think are selling you those books at the premium? Dummies? Sure, there might be some. There might be some unknowing collector that have no idea what they have is a hot book that they might sell for, a fraction of what the value is. There are, but are you that lucky? Are you going to be that lucky to see a top 10 video, run to YouTube, and find it at cover price? Seriously, do you think you are that? Do you think everyone that watched that top 10 list is that lucky? Hmm? What do you see on eBay? A whole lot of stuff going for really high. Sequential geek is correct. If you knew, then expect to make mistakes. Learn. Okay? That's the thing. Was I a horrible stock trader in the beginning? Absolutely. Got my butts handed to me many times. Many times. A lot of tough lessons. Lots of tough lessons. I will tell you a story before I go, okay? My worst My worst nightmare stock trading was 19. I'm trying to find 19. 19. 1991. It was 1991. Okay, for those that was in stock trading in 1991, the internet didn't really exist. Information was far and few in between. You got to read the Wall Street Journal. You had to call a broker to place a trade, right? I placed a huge bets on a computer company before earnings, before the quarterly earning announcement. I placed a huge bet on margin. Okay, so I borrow money to leverage up. Yeah, talking about compounding mistake. Okay, making big bets on margin, borrow money before earning. That is like insane. Okay, I would never do that today. And then I went to Hawaii for a week vacation. Here I was in Hawaii, enjoying the sunny, hanging out with my older brother. Life was good. Life was good. The beach was fun. Yeah. The girl was beautiful. Yeah. I got home. Well, I got back to my brother's place. And I can't remember. Of course, there's no cell phone. Okay, no cell phone. There's no information yet. But I checked my answering machine at home. Okay, it's just by chance. By chance, I checked the answering machine at home. I call my answering machine at home like once a day to check. And I check it. And on my the 5th day of the trip, I heard a message from my stockbroker. Nick, call me ASAP. I need to talk to you right away. So I call him and, Nick, you got a margin call. The stock, your biggest position in your portfolio crashed last night. The stock came out with earnings. They missed the earning. The stock got cut in half. You have a margin call of $9,000. You have to sell X amount of money to raise the cash to pay off the loan. To cut the story short, I lost half of my portfolio that day. I had $24,000 in my account before I went on vacation. After I closed out that position, closed out my margin, I lost $12,000. My first, most horrific margin call wiped out half of my savings. It was a smash, punch to the face. Yeah, I learned from that tough lessons and then move on and got better and better and better. Okay, so back to the key point here is that when you're young, you make mistakes. It happens. When you're new to something, doesn't matter. You don't have to be young. You can be a 45-year-old man that never trade stocks. You can get blown up real quickly. And the lucky thing was I was 25 years old at the time, so I had plenty of time to remedy my stupidity. Okay, I don't have any problem. Some people get all offended when the word stupid come in. Oh my God, he said stupid. He called me stupid. I call myself stupid many times. Okay, I do stupid things. I have no problem admitting that I do stupid things in the past. No problem. So anyone out there that get offended because I said they say stupid things or do, guess what? Because you do. We all do. So the first steps in getting better is get over being offended with the word stupid, because we all do stupid things. Get over it, get better. Dan P said you don't have to be young. Absolutely. I just said that. You don't have to be young. You can be new. You can be naive. You can get blown up. At the end of the day, it's about where do you learn from, right? It is about, learning. And I'm not claiming to be the know-all best teacher out there. In fact, I am probably, I think I'm a good teacher, but at the same time, I'm a horrible teacher. Okay. I can tell you, I'm the worst. And I think I am the worst at teaching, but at the same time, I can be very good at teaching. Okay. If there is such a thing. Okay. My biggest problem with teaching anything, whether it's BTC Moon said, I just buy and hold. For now, that's what I'm doing with Bitcoin. When it comes down to teaching, my worst flaw as a human being is that I am impatient with my students, with anybody. I mean, if I say something, I don't expect people to take what I say and learn it and make no mistake. That's not it. That's not it. I do expect people to make mistakes, but at some point they need to stop making those mistakes if they want to succeed at grading comic books, speculating comic books. At the end of the day, we all new, we all young, we all naive at some point. You need to graduate to the next level if you want to succeed. There's nothing wrong with being a follower, but at some point down the road, you need to have the intuition to front run the pack. Does that make sense? You need to be able to front run the pack. That's what I try to do with my trading. My trading is not follow the crowd, buy and hold. What I try to do is get out before the herd go off the cliff. Yeah. Get in before the herd get there so that I get the big bump. There's a lot of things as a trader you want to be in, just like in comic books, right? You want to buy a book before it's hot, before it's on every list, on every YouTube channel. You can't just like wait. If your whole shtick is I'm gonna watch YouTube every day so that I get to buy the right book, it's okay to start out that way, but eventually you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy that always always waiting for that list, because you know what? A lot of people are just willing and cannot wait to sell you those books at a higher price. Don't be the suckers. At some point, you want to be the one profiting from this, not the one lining other people's pocket. Hello, sleepy reader. I talked about you earlier in the chat. So if you want to listen to my mentioning of you in the earlier part of the chat, then you might want to do that. BTC Moon guy said that was my plan with Bitcoin, holding since 2014. Yeah, it's with Bitcoin, my strategy is to accumulate here and there. I have been accumulating since 6800. In fact, I bought some last night in my sleep. I placed an order to buy a couple days ago at 10,500. I'm just like, I'm not paying anything 11,000. Hell no. So I placed an order, a small order, a limit order at 10,500. And guess what? Last night at 2 a.m., well, I woke up this morning and see that I bought some at 10,500. The Bitcoin surged up to like 12,000, I think, right? And it came down. It's like 11,000 something now. So I'm fine with that. I'm not selling 11,000 to cash out. No, I'm just patiently cost average in. And that's my plan for the next few years. Vigilante say, I think he's talking about eBay here. Yeah, eBay, I buy a lot of, if you watch my channel, you see, I buy a lot of stuff. I bought a lot of stuff. Thousands of books, hundreds of books over the last few years, keys, hundreds of keys, and flipped them for profit in the past few years, all from eBay. Okay, all from eBay. I've been saying this for a long time. eBay has been my main source of things, place to buy for a long, 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 long time. And it's when it comes down to eBay, there's a lot of good sellers, there's a lot of bad sellers. It's about knowing how to navigate between the good, the bad, how to distinct between the good and the bad, and then you'll be okay. That's how I have approached eBay for a long, long, long time. Hello, Dennis Ocasio is here. He said, get ready for the upcoming commodities bull run. I don't know how big the run will be. All I know is, once again, if the Fed is hell-bent on printing money to prop up businesses, devalue the currency, doing all kind of crazy stuff with the printing machine, then gold, Bitcoin is going to likely go up. Okay, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but likely will go up because it's just too crazy out there. I wouldn't short the market. Once again, let me reiterate my main point for the past 4 months. Yeah, the past 4 months on YouTube. I talk about not shorting the market. I will repeat that. If you want to get your head chopped off because you listen to some guru on CNBC saying that the market is going, do you know how many videos that talk about the incoming stock market crash has been there on YouTube in the past 4 months? Holy cow. I couldn't, every day when I log onto YouTube, I see at least half a dozen experts predicting crash. Just like the comic videos predicting top 10 lists, top 5 lists, none of these stock channels that calling for a market crash will tell you they've been wrong for 4 months. It's just like, but yet, guess what? They have tens and thousands, if not hundreds, thousands, if not millions of views because it's so good to listen to nonsense. I just look at the clock. It's been 1 hour. Yes, it's time for me to get ready to make breakfast, brunch for the family. Hopefully the chat today makes sense for people that talk about investing or gambling in comic books. It's a fun thing to do. Make no mistake. I'm not here to tell you this wrong or right. Okay, I know some people frown on this hobby when they hear about people profiting from it. Oh my God, comic books are meant to be read. I will end the chat right there. Haters, come on in. Comic books are meant to be read. Yeah. Oh, talking about naive and delusional. Okay. Comic books have been speculated on since the 60s. So wake up. Okay. What's going on right now is just something that has been going on for a long, long time. All right, folks. Bye-bye.